welcome back. This video is for the last outpost. He asked me to do a disassembly and a reassembly of the AR-15, and so I'm going to go into that and show you a nifty little cleaning tool that I found. And you know, if you've ever cleaned the AR-15, especially the bolt, anything will help. So basically, I got one of my favorite AR-15s. It's the 14.5 inch with the military profile, and I've got a Yankee Hill flash suppressor slash muzzle brake pinned to the front to make it legal. In addition, I also have the arms silhouette folding front sight, and I have the M4 handguards with the double heat shields, a collapsible stock, 6 position, flip up rear sights, and a Seymour scope that came off my one of my open guns when I redid it. But anyways, this is one of my favorite rifles. I love the weight of it. I love the shape of it, the size. It's just all around, it's a great rifle. So anyways, first thing you want to do, obviously, is safety check. Make sure you have no ammunition in the gun. And then here on the bottom, we have a detent, a takedown pin. So I'm going to push that out, and I'm going to pull it from the other side, and that'll fold the gun in half. I like to go ahead and take it completely apart just for ease. So back on the left side of the gun, push this pin right here. Then I'm going to switch it back over and pull that out. And here's our lower half and our upper. Right now I'm going to stick with just the upper half. That seems to be the more detailed portion of it, for cleaning especially. So turning it upside down like so, pull the charging handle, comes out with the bolt, take the bolt out, set that aside, and then your charging handle. Your charging handle, there's some channels way in the back, right back here. Not sure if my camera's actually picking that up, but you have to pull your charging handle till it stops and then push it up towards the camera in this case. Let me do that from the side. So pulling the charging handle back all the way to its rearward position and then push down and it comes out. There's some little ears right there on the back, and so that's what we're lining up inside the upper receiver here. So anyways, we'll set these things aside and go to the bolt. This is the most critical part of cleaning the AR-15 from what I can tell. It's the nastiest job. So here on the bolt, this is called the bolt carrier group. This is the bolt carrier, the long piece, the gas key, and the bolt itself. So up here on the top, on the side rather, there's this little cotter pin. I have some tweezers, so I like to pull that out with my tweezers and set that aside. Then at this point, with the bolt fully extended like so, the firing pin should fall out if you bang it down on the table. So here's our firing pin, set that aside. So now back to the bolt. You notice the bolt is fully extended. If I push it all the way back, this little key over here to the side, if I turn it 90 degrees, then I can pull that out. So I'm going to use my tweezers just because my fingers are fat. So I pull that little key out. It only comes out in that direction. So we'll set that aside or drop it on the ground like I just did. And then the bolt will come right out. This is a fairly new bolt carrier group, so it's real tight. So here's our bolt. These are the gas rings right here at the end. People say to replace those very often, but to tell you the truth, I don't think I've ever had any go bad on me. But the carbon buildup from the gas system from the direct impingement usually accumulates real bad right around here. It looks like a little piston. I got this little tool from KZ USA. It's a bolt cleaning tool. Here on the end, it's got a little cutting surface, scraping surface, I guess, and you just basically slide that on the end like so, and then rotate it. This one's fairly clean, so there's really nothing scraping off, obviously. But as you turn the bolt tool here, or the tool, it scrapes off this carbon for the most part. None of these tools do a 100% job. You still got to get in and kind of work it, but this is a whole lot better than the alternative, which is basically nothing. So I clean up my bolt real good with the tool. Then we pull up the bolt carrier, and on the inside where the bolt goes, we want to clean that out because carbon gets built up in here because the gas enters the bolt carrier key and into the bolt carrier and gets built. You get this carbon buildup inside here. So then at the other end of the KZ tool is this section here. So you stick that inside and you just start turning it. And once again, my bolt carrier is very clean, but it's got a cutting surface or a scraping surface right here, and it scrapes off the carbon off the inside of the bolt carrier. So once you've done that, let me retrieve my part. Okay, found my part on the ground. So once you've done that and cleaned it, I usually wipe it down real good and cover it with oil. In my opinion, more oil is better than less oil. So anyways, we'll take our bolt, we turn it in like so. The extractor right here on the bolt face, we want to rotate that. It'll be on the right hand side. This is the side that shows from the rifle. There's your extractor. Rotate it till we see that hole right here, like that, and then pull the bolt slowly forward, and you want to get that lined up. My gas rings are very tight in this, so right about there is what we're looking for. Then we take that little key that I dropped on the ground, drop it in the same orientation it was, that we brought it out rather. It will not, as you notice, if I rotate it, it will not get past the key. So it has to be rotated or inserted like so. Rotate it 90 degrees, then pull the bolt forward, and now we can take our firing pin and drop it in here. Drop that in, then come back over to here where we removed our cotter pin. We stick that in, and there we go. So here's our bolt carrier assembly back together. So now going back to the rifle, to put this in, I take my upper upside down, I take my charging handle, making sure the little ears right there, I stick it in the receiver, and I line those ears up with the notches in the upper, and then the handle goes down, and then I push it about halfway forward like so. Then I'll take my bolt carrier, and you want to make sure that your bolt is pulled forward. Otherwise, this key right here on top, this pin, I'm calling it the wrong thing, I know I am, it won't fit in the gun like that, so you have to pull it straight out like so. Take it upside down, set it in like so, and I need to pull my handle out just a little bit more to make room for the key. Push the bolt forward, charging handle forward. At this point I usually close the dust cover to keep the bolt from falling out, and now we're ready to reassemble the lower. Now on the lower, I'll take a minute to point this out. I rarely clean mine unless it just gets really filthy, because you have to knock out the trigger and the hammer pin in order to get it. It's just a little bit more intense. I usually take a can of air and blow it out if it's bad or not. But for the most part, I don't really clean the lower. So we'll make sure our takedown pins are pulled out. Take it, the upper, line it up, and then push them through from the other side. Just like so. Just press that one in. I'm going to do the front one. It doesn't really matter what order you do it, as long as you do it right rather. And so there we go. So there's the takedown and the reassembly of the AR-15. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more competition shooting and gun reviews.